Good morning, everybody. Well, it's morning for me. I don't know when you're watching this. If you're watching this video, it means that we have had to switch to online learning. So, in this video, I'm going to try to explain to you what online learning for science class will be like. Now, the first thing that you need to know, and I'll post this in Schoology, but that's the only thing that will be in Schoology. The first thing that you need to know is that we're going to work in 5th grade science with Mr. Brooks. We're going to work in Google Classroom, just like we normally have been doing. So if you go to Schoology and are looking for your science materials there, the only thing it's going to say on Schoology is go to your Google Classroom science page. Okay, so we're looking right now at Block 1's science page. Block 2 or Block 4, yours would look the exact same, just your own, design for your class page. So the very first thing you'll need to do each day in science is you'll need to go to your Google Classroom science page. All right? Now, each morning, the way that the online learning will work is each morning you have like an hour and a half in the morning where you're supposed to be doing work on your own with no teacher. So for a science class, during that time where you're supposed to be working on your own, what will happen is there will be an assignment at the very top of your Google Classroom, and there will be some things in there for you to look at. And I'll leave you clear directions, but there will be an assignment that I just want you to look over. So on this example day, the example would be called Animal Adaptations 2020. And the directions would say, hey, I want you to open up this presentation, which I think I already have open. Here it is. And I want you to go through it. Now, this is a fun presentation. It talks about animal adaptations. And one of the things I want you to notice is this speaker right here. Now, this speaker will actually have me talking to you. So I'll be explaining things to you about animal adaptations. And then when you're done, you see on this page, there's a little bit more, there's more audio of me talking to you. So you'll go through the presentation, you'll listen to me talk. If there's any videos there for you to play, you watch those. If there's any text there for you to read, you read that. So basically, you'll just go through this presentation. Should probably take you on a normal day like 15, 20 minutes, something like that. Now, that'll be in the morning before you and I even meet. You'll just go on there. There will be directions for you, like what do I want you to look at today? Look at whatever I want you to look at. You don't have to do anything with it. I just want you to have seen it before we talk. Okay, then if we're at home online, there will be a time that you're supposed to Zoom in to a meeting with me. So every day we'll have a set time to Zoom in. So for example, I'm looking at the schedule, Block 1, if this happens, Block 1, you from 9 to 9:40 every day would Zoom with me during science. Block 2, you're 9:45 to 10:25. Block 4, you're 12 o'clock to 12:40. So everybody's basically got a 40-minute Zoom with me. Now, when you Zoom in with me, for you to count as attending class, you have to be in that Zoom meeting. I have to see that you have logged into Zoom and that you're there listening to and talking with me during that Zoom meeting. So that's how we're going to do attendance, is you're going to have to make sure that you Zoom in during that time. All right. Now, you and I will, together then, we'll kind of go over a little bit more quickly, but we'll go over what you watched that morning. So I'll go through it with you on the Zoom and I'll say, okay, this said this, and does anybody have any questions about that? You'll be able to ask questions during that time if you didn't understand something. So it will be the thing that you already looked at in the morning before the Zoom meeting, and we'll have time to answer any questions that you have. Then, once we're done doing that, every week there will be a week-long project. So, for example, when you go back to your science Google page, there will be a project for you to work on. And you and I will talk about it in the Zoom meeting and help you understand it. but basically it will be something that will keep you busy for the 4 or 5 days of that week. So this week there's something called my animal adaptations presentation. That's kind of hard to say. And this is just the presentation and what it looks like. It has you researching animals this week and talking about the adaptations that they have. But this would be a project that you wouldn't have to do that day. You would have the entire week to do it. Now, the other part of your attendance in science is you not only have to be there for the Zoom meetings, but you also have to turn in this one project per week from home. And it will always be on the computer so that you can submit it. Now, when you are done, we'll talk about this more later if this happens, but when you are done completely with your project, like you filled in all the blanks and you've done everything I've asked you to do on the presentation, there's actually a button. It's a blue button. I think it either says submit or turn in, because those words mean the same thing, submit and turn in. When you're totally done, you'll hit that button and it will send it to me. So I'll get in my little folder here, you don't have this, but I have like all of your work will pour in on the screen right here. So I'll see as everybody turns it in, oh, you know, this person turned it in. Oh, I see that Avery turned it in. Oh, I see that Peyton turned it in. This is where it will come if you hit that blue button. Now, if you don't hit that blue button, I don't see it. So we'll have to make sure that you understand how to turn that in properly if this happens. But that's how you'll turn in your work. And then I can actually give you feedback right from that assignment. So right back in your Google Classroom, you'll be able to go back in your project and see the grade that I gave you or the comments that I gave you. Everything will be through Google Classroom. You'll get your assignments on Google Classroom, you'll get your directions on Google Classroom, and you'll turn in your work on Google Classroom and get your feedback on Google Classroom. Everything. Okay, so I think that's what you need to know for now. The biggest takeaways from this video are, don't go looking on Schoology for your science things with Mr. Brooks. Go looking in your Google Classroom page. It'll always be at the top of your science page. So don't go looking way down at the bottom for things that day or that week. Go looking at the top for the science assignment for that week. All right. I'm sure there will be questions and things that I didn't cover, but we'll figure that out when we come to it. Thanks for watching.